keeps disappearing on me. Oh, there it is. It exists. It exists. I'm getting some brutal feedback from somewhere. That was lots of fun.
That was Cher trying to peek in.
Of course.
Uh-oh.
He was playing it on his iPad.
That's
of
pretty
course.
funny. That's my Ivar. That is how you do it, people. That's how you do it. Although, why is your camera
Definitely.
frozen, Ivar? That's kind of weird.
Shouldn't be.
Maybe.
He's not frozen to me.
Not to me either.
No, just on the thing. Just on your computer.
There we go. You
It's
know
okay
what?
now.
That's right.
Okay,
I
there we go.
cannot minimize the pop out. I keep forgetting. That is my bad, folks. My bad. I always do that when I set up my cameras and I minimize things because you know what? When you're organizing stuff, right, during the day of your writing and activity, you minimize and you open and you minimize and you open and you minimize and you open. So, you know, that's just kind of how it goes, I think. So, hey, everybody, happy Monday. I'm glad you could all join us for our continuing adventures of FaeRun Reborn. We have currently got the D&D Beyond overlay, so you can take a gander at our players' stats and details. We do have a couple that have activated their cameras for this evening. I believe there's a third that is troubleshooting hers. Hopefully she can get that camera up and working. But we don't camera shame here. So if the decision is to go avatar, camera, or just some ink, just some artwork in place of where the camera would normally be, hey, that's the way it goes, right? The other thing is some quick housekeeping before we do the recap, because we are running a little bit late. I do apologize for that. We have updated our schedule. Our schedule is now located in the About section down below if you're watching us on Twitch, which you should be. I usually say that because sometimes this gets recorded for YouTube. So if you look down below, all of our socials, links, and everything, we are giving away a Arcane spell tracker and a set of dice for the 100th follower, so that would help. Follow, subscribe, or have fun with the bits. And you know, it's a way for us to earn a living and kind of keep bringing this content to you. So with that, let's go ahead and get started since we are running behind schedule. So let's go ahead and pull up the recap notes because this should be interesting because Gulshaw was on vacation last week. And well,
He missed a bit.
he missed a bit. So where we left off last time, we were in the the future theater district of the outside area that's currently being rehabited by the Whist, kind of by the Silverhand monarchy, or however you want to call them. And basically, the challenge is there's a lot of individuals coming and going. There is a lot of... Oh, I forgot to fix that. Sorry, folks. Give me 1 second. There we go. I had completely forgotten to do that.
Jason, is my pop out minimized too?
No, you're just frozen. Because Gulshaw's working fine, so there's something else wrong with you.
Okay.
It's probably your animes. You might want to shut it off and turn it back on.
Okay.
So recap. For those of you that may not be familiar with the FaeRun Reborn homebrew campaign, basically, I have 4 different groups playing the same campaign at different times of existence. This particular group is playing in a timeline where all the other groups have failed, and FaeRun is now an apocalyptic landscape. All the old cities are destroyed, most of the old history is gone, and essentially an entirely new society is trying to come into existence. the majority of society has collapsed. The calamity of the Rift War has caused this event. For the most part, people scrabble and do their best to survive, but plague, pestilence, famine, all are very much a common theme. Strange creatures wander the surface. Old relics of the old world are being sought after by an individual by the name of Lord Silverhand. This community, known as Whist, is in the process of reconstruction and rebuilding, and Silverhand has built a center or beacon of hope, and refugees have been coming to this location for the better part of a couple years. Recently, with the success that our party members have had, it has increased individuals coming and going. Where we find ourselves now is our party has established themselves at Whist in something called the Chimera Mercantile. They use this as a way to make money as a group. They use this as a way to understand what's going on, potentially influence Lord Silverhand or gain influence. In fact, recently they have claimed the ability to control a township called the Traverton Township. This has only fostered their influence even more. One of our players, Max, he is currently in the process of building his dream, a theater, something that Lord Silverhand has decided to support. While the rest of the team had met up at the Chimera Mercantile, Max was approached by Manio. Manio had stated that they had found something interesting in the foundation that they were digging out for the theater. Once Max was able to make his way over there, he had Bash go out to retrieve Derek, Arena, and Gulsha. Unfortunately, Gulsha was busy with his clan at their caravan site, enjoying a meal and getting caught up with this family. Valev and Kai were having a discussion about repairing Kai's familiar, as well as talking about some of the more interesting things that have been happening lately in regards to Scorch and some other activities that have been going on. Derek and Arena and Max managed to find their way into a lost tomb. This tomb had a magical barrier that kind of prevented immediate egress into it. Unable to dispel the barrier, they passed through it. Some damage was incurred. Some psychic and cold damage was, unfortunately, the only way to get through this barrier. Once down below, they had essentially found a series of tombs and sarcophaguses that seemed to enshrine the entirety of the Silverhand family. This shrine also seemed to house the last living heir of the Silverhand family. This is what stated on the large statue that was ensconced on top of the dome that they had made their way down into this space. This began to harbor some conversation of a little bit of a confusion. Who is the Silverhand now? If this is the place in the burial of the last living heir, there's now some concern. During their investigation, it would seem that they had come across the physical remains of an elven woman who is now absent from the sarcophagus, and it seems to match those physical remains of the astral library that they had made their way into underneath Turcasta's lair. They also discovered remains and remnants and writings about a magical artifact known as the Refraction Cube. And with that, our team then gathered up what they found, headed upstairs back out of the excavation site down where they had followed the wooden stairs down into the lower section. And, well, as they made their way out back through the barrier, everything seemed fine except for two things. There was nobody around, and the statue on top of the dome had disappeared. Now, that's where we last left off. Uh-oh. Somebody's camera is wonky. Did I lose Gulshaw? I might have lost Gulshaw.
Yep, Gulshaw's not on.
Yeah. Must be windy out there. Always a technical challenge. There's always a technical challenge.
Yeah, it's just his camera's off.
Interesting. But I'm not hearing him. I'm not sure. Gulshaw, are you there, Ivar?
Muted too.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Hey,
your camera's off, by the way.
okay. me
Fix your
fix
camera.
There we go. Yeah, for some reason, Callist, your camera is frozen on my screen,
Mm-hmm.
but active on my pop-out. So I don't know what froze it. It's very strange.
I don't know.
It's very strange. Let me fix that really quick. Hearing lots of beeping.
Yeah, let me go lock the door.
Okay. While I fix this, just hold on, folks. We'll fix this live and in front of you. I do apologize. Capture.
You know, it's really nice when people get to see the nitty gritty of what it's like producing your own shows and
Yeah,
streams and podcasts and
trying to make it happen.
yeah, doing it all. Just that's what the best thing about live is. You get to see that. I love the
Yeah,
peek behind the curtain.
a little bit of a
Exactly.
peek behind a very gritty curtain. And just like that, we're all fixed. Yay, the kitty's alive again.
Oh yay. Okay. And
just-
I'm sitting down again, so. Okay.
So, Goldshaw, as you're having dinner and the evening's meal with your clan, a familiar looking dwarven troubadour that you know is in the ploy of Max is busy moving from clan member to clan member, asking for you. You can overhear it. Your passive is high enough. He seems a little bit frantic, desperately trying to seek you out.
I will excuse myself and go over and speak with him.
Hey, go Shaw. I've been looking for you. Max sent me for you. They had found something interesting down in the foundation of the theater that they've been working on. Could you come with me, mate?
At his theater?
Yeah, you know, the one outside of town that we've been building for him. The one that Silverhand gave him the land for.
Very well. Is it important that I go, or is it just something he wants to show me about the theater?
Well, he sent me specifically to come get you and not talk about the details. He's worried about people overhearing us having a discussion about them.
No, that sounds important then.
Hey,
Let's go.
good.
Fine.
Should we grab your friends Kai and Valev on the way? You think they might be interested?
Yes, we'll get to everyone.
Right. I believe Derek and Arena are already there, but you know, I figure we might as well grab the others to make sure everything's okay.
Now, Jason, above game, I believe was it Max who gave the instructions? He actually had said to only get Gulshaw, and so including us. I don't know
It's not supposed to
if
be
Ivar
right.
knew that because he wasn't there last week.
Bash is
We
playing.
Specifically told Bash only to get 3 people and to only invite those 3 people.
I'm aware of that.
And
Okay,
he's
I was
a
just
moron.
double checking because I wanted to make sure I remember that correctly.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Bad things are about to happen to.
If you want something done right, do it yourself.
Yep. Do it
Yes, let's go
yourself.
get the others, and we'll all go
All
down there.
right. Good to know. Good to know. Let's go and gather them up. I'm a little worried about Max. You know, he gets himself into some interesting bit of trouble from time to time, if you get my meaning.
Yes, he does.
Hey, well, You're a man of a million words, Gulshaw. It's good to know. The two of you are kind of like making your way back towards the Mercantile Chimera. At some point, you get over there. The High Moon, Mike High Moon, comes up to the second floor, the common room where all of you, where Valev and Kai are. Mike comes in, sees the two of you busily working at the work table in Kai's room, working on her familiar. Mike kind of knocks on the door.
Yeah, come on in.
Oh, sorry to disturb you. There's a gentleman downstairs. His name is Bash, and he's looking for the two of you. Goldshaw is with him. Supposedly they came to fetch you to go and meet with Max.
Okay, shall we go with them then, Beth?
Yeah, let's see what's up.
So he leads the two of you downstairs. Is Blaze coming with you or not, Kai?
No, he'll stay up in his little bed there,
Okay.
sleeping.
The two of you come out of the front of the Chimera to see Gulshaw and a stout but very kind of like loudly dressed dwarf. You recognize the attire of a bard. The two of you seeing Gulshaw there, and then you hear the dwarf speak up. Ah, good. I see that we're all here. Come, let's be on our way. And then he goes on to start filling the three of you in on the fact that they had found some kind of dome and a statue and some kind of maybe a tomb or something down below. He seems to be very kind of like tripping over his words as he's explaining all this to you. The 10-minute walk kind of passes by quickly. You make your way out the eastern gate and into the newer district that's being built, kind of a mix of lean-tos and hovels and other finer buildings being built by those that can afford to hire more labor than the others. You can see the soup kitchens are all set up, and then you guys get close to where the excavation is.
Uh-oh.
And as you get near the excavation, a couple of things stand out to you immediately. Number one, there is a large group of people out there, maybe about 10 or 12. Bash recognizes all of them immediately and starts to sprint and run in the direction of the crowd. Do you want to keep up with them or keep walking?
What's the crowd doing?
Give me a perception check.
A 9.
9. Hard to tell. It's kind of getting late at night. It's dark. It looks like a mixed crowd of people staring at something, but you're not really sure.
run
I'll
up
make
with
my
him.
way over there and see what's going on.
Okay, 11 Kai.
Yeah, I'll run up with him as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So all three of you begin to sprint after Bash. The four of you kind of crossing the distance rather easily. You can see a crowd of about a dozen people staring at what looks to be some kind of metal statue that is standing with its arms crossed. Its eyes are kind of blazing slightly with almost like a greenish and yellow magical aura. And it's standing in front of the entrance of the excavation site that would lead down into the area. You watch as Bash begins to like pull people aside and try to get through. What's going on here? I don't. And then he stops and looks. And as the three of you kind of come in behind him, now you can see the full view of this metallic statue standing in front of you. It seems to be very purposely blocking the scaffolding that was built to go down into the excavation. It's roughly about 7 to 8 feet tall. It looks like Silverhand. It has all the image of Silverhand. It appears to be finely carved, like finely manufactured, etched. It's definitely a metallic like sheen from what you can tell. And it's just standing there with its arms crossed, staring, its head swiveling along the crowd. Every now and then its eyes kind of flare slightly and then dim again. No other noise emanating from it, nothing like that.
It's just a crowd of onlookers that have gathered. Are they
Some of them
workers?
are some are workers, some are laborers, some are people from the soup kitchen. At some point, as you're taking all this in, a couple kids from the family that run the soup kitchen kind of come wandering by. You can hear them go, "Oh my God, what is that? A living statue?" And people are just kind of, no one seems afraid. I mean, most people aren't afraid during these times for the most part because they've seen amazing things. They've seen things go on. But it's mostly curiosity. What do you guys want to do?
I use my booming paladin voice, and I just tell the crowd, if you don't belong here, you need to move along for your safety.
Persuasion or intimidation, up to you.
Let's see. Let's just cut to the old chaseroonie here.
Dice, baby. Dice. You can tell some of my dice are green. Some of my dice are green.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Guess what color most of my dice are?
I can only imagine.
Sorry, let me look. I'm trying to find it. Where's it at?
What is it you're looking for, Ivor?
Sorry.
I mean, Gulshaw.
Every time I pull up my character sheet, you guys start breaking up on me. I'm sorry. I'll do a persuasion. I'll do a persuasion.
Hey, David, Missed Sparkle, and Smeghead, thank you for following. I appreciate that.
Woohoo!
So it'll be a 23 in persuasion.
Okay. As this voice booms out of Gulshaw and echoes into this crowd, immediately all the individuals turn to see Gulshaw. Gulshaw is a very kind of, well, he stands out. All the crowd and onlookers kind of murmur to each other and then gradually drift away. The only ones still there are the remaining troop of troubadours, including Manio and Bash, as well as Unthamir, Grit, and Wit. So the whole 5 troubadours are still there. They even kind of help you a bit and kind of aid in getting people away. He kind of recruits some of the diggers and laborers who are helping with the excavation to kind of cordon off an area around the statue. And you kind of get in the area under control.
So this statue looks like the current Lord Silverhand.
No.
Give me an investigation check, Meta Pigeon.
I thought that was what you said. But I'm not a pigeon.
I was referring to the arena pigeon.
Investigation. Investigation, you said? 14.
14. You still don't see any sign of Derek or Max or Arena. You kind of staring at this thing and thinking about them plus the statue. You're like, it's almost like it's an impression of him, but an older version. Like you can see kind of wrinkles in the metallic face. The hair color seems to be decorated with purpose, and it's kind of hard to tell. It's not the kind of glossy white and silver. It's more of like a blackish metallic tint to it. Wearing clothes that you don't recognize. It's not a fashion, if fashion still exists, of the current environment that you're in. Looking at this, it's a likeness of him. It feels like an elderly likeness of Silverhand.
Okay. Cast Detect Evil, and not only on that, but just the general area.
Fair enough. As you go to cast that spell, the eyes in the statue kind of flare, but then dim again, almost as if maybe it was reacting to what you were doing. You get neither a sense of evil or good, just a pure kind of vacuum of neutral space. As your energy courses into it and crashes into the figure, it kind of crackles with a little bit of arcane energy around it and then dissipates slowly, checking the area. It's devoid of really anything that would be a predictable emotion, as far as you can tell.
And nothing else in the area, like down in the pit or anything, is radiating any evil or anything?
No, it all seems... There's a hint of energy coming from the excavation site that he's standing in front of positive energy, a bit of positive energy. And you begin to realize that's you kind of picking up on Arena, Derek, and Max beginning to kind of come up this direction. So Arena, Derek, and Max. Derek is not with us tonight, so I will be playing Derek. He is, by the way, Derek, if you are fortunate enough to be out there listening, we love you. Thank you for serving your country. He is doing his reserve work this weekend. I believe he is camping and doing his part.
Thanks, Derek.
And we love our Derek, and he'll be back next week. So for Arena, Derek, and Max, after coming through that barrier, realizing that the space that you're in appeared to be evacuated for some reason, looking around, you see no sign of any of the people that were working down here. You see no sign of the statue on top of the dome. Just a series of very distinct, heavy footprints making their way out towards the entrance of the excavation site.
Oh dear.
What would you two like to do? You watch as Derek kind of bends over to scrunch Dudley's ears, and he kind of pats him on his haunch, and you watch as Dudley goes into a stealth kind of like movement and is kind of inching his way forward, kind of sniffing at the air, looking at the ground at this point.
I'm going to leave Ghost in my necklace for now.
Okay.
Wait, there's enough room down here. Is there enough room down here for him?
In this room, yeah, the exit's a bit tight.
Right. That's why I left him. I'm leaving him in the necklace. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down and look at the footprints. It doesn't look like someone picked up the statue and carted it out. It looks like the statue walked off.
Give me a survival check, please.
Okay. I got a 20... Hold on, math. 23.
23. They are large, square footprints. Doesn't make a lot of sense. These are not prints of humanoid function. And the gait or walk is very kind of staggered and stiff.
All right. Looking at the foot of where the statue was, do the imprints look similar to what the imprints on the floor is, or do they... I mean, the footprints.
Say again, I'm not sure what you're asking.
So the footprint of the statue.
Okay.
Where the statue sat on the top of that dome.
Okay.
Do they look like half of what's missing made the... I mean, will I think the statue got up and walked off?
I would say you would see the sheared points of contact on the dome and the placement of the footsteps. You definitely can infer that statue walked away.
That statue walked away.
Yes.
Guys, the statue walked away. Max, the statue walked away. Max, the statue walked away.
I'm sprinting out.
I'm running after him.
The two of you go sprinting. Derek just throws up his hands in exasperation. You know, I was going to see if Dudley could find... Ugh. And he just kind of scoffs and begins sprinting behind you. Even as the three of you sprint past Dudley, Gulshaw, Valev, and Kai, you watch as Max, Derek, and Arena appear at the top of the excavation site. Not more than maybe 10 feet behind where the statue is standing in front of the scaffolding that they're now standing on. The three of
Oh,
you,
hey, there they are.
yeah, the three of you there. All of you are now above ground and can see this metal statue. And as they come out, you watch as the metal statue's body continues to face Gulsha and Valev and Kai, but the head turns 180 degrees around.
Ew,
Its
ew,
eyes
ew.
kind of blink and flare slightly, and then dim, and then turn back to face Gulsha, Valev, and Kai.
Wait, did it do 360 or did it go back the other way, kind of like an owl's neck?
180. 180
Okay.
in and then 180 back.
Okay, that's less creepy.
Yeah.
Well, 360 would be more efficient.
So I move toward the statue just to see what it will do. Not aggressively, but just walk toward it and I'll greet it.
Give
do you
me
hear-
give me
What
a
are you
per-
here for?
give me a performance check first. I want to see how well you try to disarm the situation.
That's okay. 17.
17. As you step near its lights flash and flare, dim and glow. As you get to it and it hears your voice, there's kind of like an echo coming from it, either from an internal point or some kind of magical essence of itself. And it merely in like a very hollow sounding voice, I'm here because I was woken.
What is your purpose?
My purpose is to defend my master's sleeping chamber. And I would say it's
And-
talking, echoing loud enough with the magical effect that everybody can hear it.
I see. So if no one goes into the burial chamber, they will not be harmed, and you are just protecting the burial chamber.
Somebody has already gone in.
Oh, well.
Well,
Probably
yeah.
didn't know what exactly it was, and they were just investigating.
Maybe, give me a persuasion check.
Okay. At least I'm using charisma-based stuff, which helps.
Go charisma.
17.
17. And it kind of it's like eyes glow and blink, like almost like it's trying to recall something, like it's clicking, clacking, clicking, clacking. They were not malicious in their intent. Had it been perceived as malicious, I would have taken care of the problem.
And how would we get? How can we resolve this issue and get you back where you belong and everything back where it belongs?
Watch as the head pivots left and right and look at. I am where I belong. Max, give me an Arcana check, please.
Max, I think we found a new body for you.
You didn't say that out loud, right?
No, I'm just out of character. I'm saying that.
That's a 19.
19. Boy, the magic of this thing, your mask, some of the relics that you've studied with Vert and discussions you've had with Vert, the puppet that you've been messing around with. There's a connection here. God, there's a connection here, but you're struggling.
I'm going to look up at the statue. I'm going to say, "You're a liar. You said that you or taken care of any problems if there was someone with malicious intent. Yet we went in there, and someone already busted open one of the tombs long before we got in there.
Yes, they came here as well, and they did not have any malicious intent. In fact, they did not touch anything.
Then why was the tomb busted open and a body stolen?
The tomb was not in a state of chaos or aggress. I believe you merely opened up the lid.
There was crowbar marks on it. Someone pried it open before we were there.
This is possible. I was activated when that happened. I'm not sure how long ago. I'm having difficulty understanding. I was not specifically made for this. However, I can tell you, I am a defensive mechanism. I'm only capable of activating my secondary feature if harm is meant. You do not mean to harm me, do you?
No, we don't. It's just you say that you are here to defend this place, yet it seems that you didn't defend it.
Let's
If a
go
metal
about
statue
it.
could shrug its shoulders, it's certainly trying, but not doing it very well.
What exactly happened in the tomb for the lid to be removed? Do you remember what happened?
I do not remember the specifics. I am sorry. I remember people entering the tomb through the barrier of resistance. I remember watching them open the lid. I remember them closing the lid. And I remember them leaving. They took
Did they leave
nothing
with
with
anything?
them.
If we do not go in with ill intent, would you allow us to enter to investigate?
Ah, I believe, perhaps. Give me another persuasion check. With advantage, as all of you are kind of there, kind of in a very disarming kind of fashion.
24.
Yeah. He immediately turns, begins to walk towards the stairs down. Follow me. And disappears into the darkness.
It hurts to go through that barrier. I call to Gulshaw.
Will you turn the barrier off?
I cannot disarm the barrier. It is something that I cannot control.
Very well.
And remember, there's no facial features, no mouth moving. It's just a pulse of lights and like a magical, echoey kind of voice bouncing out of them.
Okay, I'll go ahead and go down there.
Okay, Gulshaw, you begin to follow. Anybody else?
I don't want to go through that barrier again without some healing.
I'm done with that place.
Okay, so you and Arena are staying outside. Derek will stay with you. Valev and Kai, what are you doing? You watch as Gulshaw is descending down into the site.
The guy said that you wanted to talk to us about something.
That's true.
No, well, that was the something.
Oh.
A giant metal statue that talks to you.
Well, he wasn't talking to begin with.
I wasn't talking to begin with. I
Hi,
was that it was a petrified version of Silverhand.
Old Silver.
Is someone else coming with me, or?
Max, because you said petrified, you do recall the statue wasn't metal at the time. Now it's metal.
Huh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It looked like stone before. And now it looks metallic. Gulshaw, you followed, or are you still here?
Well, I was
gone.
following it.
Yeah, he's gone.
I thought you were going to go with me, but that's all right.
That
No,
sounds like some
I
strong
will
magic.
probably go in with you.
We should all probably
Yeah,
go.
Kai, I think, yeah.
You all have
Yeah,
fun.
Kai
I
will
have
follow.
questions to go ask people.
All right. Derek will stand guard outside the excavation site while Gulshaw, Valev, and Kai and Arena proceed to
Yeah.
follow the.
But I'm gonna heal myself some first.
Okay, go for it.
No.
Max, you watch as everybody descends back down into the excavation site. What would you like to do?
I'm going to walk over to the Silverhand estate.
Anybody in particular you're looking for?
Two particular advisors to Lord Silverhand.
Okay.
Before I go down, I would ask Max. Max, do you want somebody to go with you? Do you want backup? I could be your backup.
I look at Valev. No, but Valev, can you do something for me? You're such a good helper.
Yeah. What's up?
Watch Kai, please.
What's she gonna do?
Just watch her.
Watch her do what?
Don't watch her do anything. Make sure she doesn't do anything.
So make her stand still?
For God's sake. Just
Bathroom?
For God's sake.
What do you not want her to do?
Just don't make sure she's doing anything suspicious. Tell Gulshaw, okay?
Okay.
What constitutes as suspicious? I'm not there.
God.
Not there.
I was literally gonna go to Arena and be like, Arena, what's suspicious?
What's-
I could tell that Max was getting frustrated with the amount of questions I was asking. So at some point, I was just like, okay, and then I was gonna go and ask. So
Okay.
I'll go down and I'll go ask Arena what suspicious means.
Arena, what does suspicious mean?
Okay. As the rest of you are following the statue, Arena, you hear Valev approach you from behind.
Hey, Valev. It's
Hey.
got the barrier is like cold, so if you have anything to do to like have your cold damage or whatnot, I would do because it's bracing.
I have a coat, a jacket.
I mean, is it magic? Does it stop cold damage?
No,
Then it's still gonna hurt.
it's just a fur.
I just I hold on to my amulet and I hold my hammer out in front of me before I go through that. Maybe the Lady of Winter will help me.
Okay.
So, as all of you make your way down the hallway that's been carved out in this excavation site, you get, excuse me, get back down to the point of the entrance of the tomb. There, the tomb door is still open. It did not shut as you guys came in and out of it of your own accord. There is still that kind of effervescent kind of shimmer that you kind of remember passing through. You watch as the statue passes through the barrier with his massive strength begins to open up the remainder of the unopened door. Well, if you're going to come, might as well do it now. Do not take anything from the tomb, please.
Very well.
Oh,
Okay.
from okay.
And you watch as the statue disappears through the barrier. Who's going through the barrier first?
I'll go.
Gulshaw, con save, please. Actually, if you all go at the same time, you get the +5 from Gulshaw.
We're all
Oh
rushing
yes,
with
we're all
those
going
shots.
together.
So yeah,
I'm
all of
gonna
you
jump
go
on
ahead.
his back.
Yeah, all of you go ahead and give me con save.
Okay, so I got an 18.
15.
Okay.
17. I can add 5 to 12.
What'd you get, Arena?
7, 5, and 2. So 7 and 7. 14.
Okay, so if you got a 17 or higher, you saved. Everybody takes 14 points of cold damage, halved to 7 if you saved.
Okay. All right.
And
I see what you mean, Arena. That was it was really
It was
really
very
cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Ow.
It like it hurts in the bones.
I know. I don't think I can feel my fingers or my toes.
Gulshaw, looking down just this short flight of stone flagging stairs, you watch as these globule of lights come into existence. This statue walks into the center of this massive tomb. There are 2 wide open tombs on the right, 2 off to the left, and there's 2 sarcophaguses side by side at the very end of the tomb. The lights give everybody the ability to see everything quite clearly. There is writing at the end of each of the tombs. There is also a lot of hieroglyphic writing and arcane writing, kind of embellishing the entirety of the chamber. But looking around it, I mean, you know religious sites that you visited from time to time, especially some of the older ones. Feels like a tomb.
Is it any particular god portrayed in the tomb?
Give me religion check.
My religion check. I'm good on bash and evil. I just don't know a whole lot about my own religion. Oh, not too bad. 18.
Now give me investigation with advantage.
Okay. Uh, 10.
You do see 3 older pantheons, kind of their visages either slightly carved into reliefs, or you see fractured statuary that kind of reminds you of these 3 pantheons. One is of the Allfather, or sometimes referred to as the Dawnfather. There's another one. You recognize the golden and brass eye from your research, the god of wealth and god of trade, Mordain. You also recognize a 3rd dragon-like visage of the platinum entity known as Balmote.
Okay. Where's the disturbed tomb at? Do I see it?
The others would have described it as the 2 sarcophaguses at the very end. One is empty of a skeleton, and the other one has the remains of the individual that is on there. One is the Foxmane Silverhand, the Elven Mage. The other one is Elvius Silverhand. They appeared to be buried as if they were a couple or married. There's no real demarcation of death. The date looks specifically around about 200 years ago. And then
would Kai know anything about the history from her, like being told things as
give
she
me a
was
history
growing up?
check.
16.
Yeah, the strange thing is none of this was ever told to you. As far as you
Wow.
know, both your living mother, adoptive mother who passed away a year or so ago from an illness, went by the name Foxmane. Your father goes by the name Olivius Silverhand. The names look familiar, but this doesn't really make a lot of sense. There's never been a discussion with either one of them in regards to a family burial plot, or you just kind of always just accepted for them as your adoptive parents as they were.
As one would.
Now, whether you share that with the team, that's totally up to you.
Yeah, she'd tell them that that's all she knows of, is that those are what her parents' names are, but she's never heard anything of this.
Is there anything in the sarcophagus that's open?
The lids, did you, Callista, did you and Max put the lids back on or keep them off?
I think they put them back on.
I don't
thought.
believe we put them on because they were freaking heavy.
Yeah, I think you
Oh.
left them off.
I believe we left them on.
Yeah, looking at the sarcophagus, one lid is off to the side, the other one off to the side. One is empty. The other one has the remains of what would be described as Olivia's Silverhand.
Well, the Foxmane was there. Foxmane was the Lord, and then the lady was
Sorry,
gone.
yeah, Olivia's is the one that's missing. Olivia's Silverhand was the mom. Foxmane is the dad. Sorry, my notes are backwards.
So
Yeah.
Lydia's the female's gone.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna mention to Gulsha, look at the top of the sarcophagus and the relief that's painted on there, and specifically look at the wrist in her bracelet and think of what we found underneath that mountain where we ran into the giants.
Okay, I look at it.
The bracelet. That's the bracelet that I found
Hmm.
from that skeleton in the bottom of that, I don't know, that displaced place underneath the mountain.
Hmm. I know it's on the other sarcophagus lid. So a likeness of.
Likeness of Foxmane. And
Yeah.
notice on his chest where there's this square thing, and then on his body where there's the imprint of a square thing, but no square thing.
And does the likeness on the sarcophagus bear a striking resemblance to Lord Silverhand?
A similar one. Arena would have described it as a similar one.
Okay.
It looks like the statue up top, or I mean right here.
Definitely
And
looks more like the statue. Both this image and the statue bear a resemblance, but the aging seems off.
What is in the empty sarcophagus? Is it just completely bare, or is there funeral
Give me an investigation check.
things in there? I'm gonna look. That would be. Investigation sucks. Uh, 14.
14.
Yeah.
Other than the crowbar markings that were described by Arena, no, nothing else.
Just dust.
Kind of like dust that was probably made up of the fabric that used to be in there that would adorn and kind of, keep this a nice kind of looking thing.
Hmm. And then the body that's in there, what's on the body?
There is
There's-
no,
there's
or
one.
The other one, but the other one.
the
that's
other
got
one.
body. Yeah.
Foxmane.
Give me an investigation check.
Never. A 6.
I mean, just the tattered skeletal petrified remains, some clothing, it's mostly a mummified kind of remain, but it's nothing completely out of the ordinary that you'd expect to find inside of a coffin.
Okay.
Hey, Arena.
Yeah.
What's suspicious mean?
Suspicious mean when they're like something is hold on, let me go suspicious mean.
You can't Google in D&D.
I totally.
Hold on, let me break the fourth wall and
Yeah,
get
no
onto the
kidding.
cloud.
I'm a little concerned that you don't know what suspicious means. I'm not sure how to take that.
Hush you. I like knowing actual definitions.
How to
Okay,
verbalize
so
it to a wild 16-year-old.
Suspicious.
Okay.
It's if they're up to something that doesn't feel like it's on the level? If they're being something
What's
that
on
you
the
can
level mean? Okay.
Pretty much.
shush you. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Um,
I believe suspicious means
like
to behave in a
questionable
strange way or to behave questionably in regards to your behavior. That is a strange question to ask, but if you require me to answer questions like that, I can answer questions like that.
Who answered?
The statue.
Ooh. Who is your master?
Lord Silverhand is my master. He is right
Did-
there, and the statue points at the
Does
sarcophagus
he
to
have
the
a
right.
first name?
Foxmane, Silverhand, but he's my creator.
And how long ago were you created?
I do not know time.
That makes sense.
Know what year you were created in?
I do not know time.
Well, time is the year that you were created is not necessarily a time. I mean, how
Is there a stamp anywhere on the statue that says like
Give me
established like 2009 or
Is
made
it
in China?
signed?
Like
expires
Copyright,
1582.
Foxfire Silvermane,
Give me an investigation
patent
check.
pending, like
patent pending, Whist, patent company.
is it signed? Like
investigation.
like an artist's
Yeah,
signature,
investigation.
artist signature and the date.
Oh, 18.
18.
Migo.
Well, looking at this thing, so as all of you kind of watch as Valev kind of mischievously is examining this thing, you watch
Not
as this,
being suspicious at all.
yeah, the head of the statue seems to like pivot and move. What are you doing? You do not mean to harm me, do you?
No, I'm just trying to see if I can figure out when or how you were made.
Oh, okay. I do not know time. And you find on the left.
Is it on his butt cheek?
No, it's not a tattoo on his ass. No, definitely not a tramp stamp. On
Okay.
the left representation of a boot, it's not a real boot, but on the left side, down by the heel, there appears to be a maker's mark of some sort.
Says Andy.
It says FS and then a sun emblazoned etching behind it.
Is there a date?
No date.
F is in
So
Frank,
he's
S
at
is in
least
Sam,
200 years
FS.
old.
Yes.
Foxmane Silverhand. FS.
He's at least 200 years old.
Well, Foxmane died when he was approximately 200 years ago, but if he was of elven descent, he could have lived for longer than the normal human life.
Okay.
Was Foxmane of elven descent?
I do not think
As
so.
a statue.
Okay, so
Elvius-
it's a lady.
Elvius was.
That's why you got it. You got it. You'd said Foxmane earlier, but you
Right.
had the names mixed up. Okay,
Correct.
so Lady Silverhand is of elven descent,
Yes, she is
and the
from.
male.
He is from the high order of the elven mages. He was quite powerful.
How did she die?
He got sick.
Okay.
How
How
did
did oh, go ahead.
How did Foxmane die?
He got sick.
Did they get sick with the same thing?
I do not know that.
Do you remember who was down here tampering with the sarcophagus?
I did
Can you
not know who
describe-
they were, but they carried something that would not allow me to stop them.
So they could have taken something out of here, but you couldn't stop them.
Maybe. I don't know. I was unaware of what they took. If they
What did
took
they-
something.
What did they look like? Do you remember what they looked like?
One of them was very strange. His hair was flame red, and his skin was black and orangish red as well. The other one had tusks and green skin. I do not know them. I do not believe they are Silverhand family members, but they had something that allowed them to enter this place. And they left. I did not see them with anything particular, but I do not
Wait,
know time. I do
red
not
hair?
know time.
That sounds like Iggy.
No.
Red hair, and you said black
So-
skin?
Like black reddish skin.
Do you know that's? I gotta look up his damn name now. It's been so long.
He describes
Ignatius had red hair for a bit.
Vert and Tamlin.
Yeah,
Oh.
Bert and Tamlin. Yep.
Wait, which one has the red hair?
Guess who I'm
Tamlin.
on my way to go give a
Tamlin does.
pigeon to.
Tamlin.
Bert and
So
Tamlin.
came in. They had something that allowed them to gain access to this area, and they took something out of this area. So maybe they and Lord Silverhand aren't who they claim they are.
And he doesn't know how long ago. But this was pretty. I mean,
Probably-
it was buried. They may have buried it before they built the beginnings. I mean, other than the tower, the beginnings of Whist.
But
Quite
why would
possible
they
that-
let the theater get built if they knew that this was here? They would know that they would have to get dug up, right? To make the theater? Why would they say okay?
Maybe they didn't realize the extent of Max's
Excavations.
excavations.
Maybe
thought it would be
maybe they
buried
thought if
further.
something was built on top of it, no one would ever find it.
Because we're pretty deep down.
Were you actually digging down this far, or did they just stumble upon it? Was there a cave in? How did they find this?
Max isn't here. We'll have to ask Max.
Oh, I didn't know if you guys knew. Okay. All right.
So what are we supposed to do with it? I mean, he's just gonna stay here and guard, right? That's your job. You guard the death box.
Tomb. It's called a
Tomb.
tomb.
You guard the tomb.
Hey, thanks, Jay Electric, for following us. Appreciate it. I stand here. I don't know time. I think they made me go back to the dome. I don't know time. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Normally, I would destroy whoever tries to enter. But I do not sense any malice or malicious intent. I will stay and guard if that was what you would like me to do.
Do you stay in guard by going back up on top of the dome, or do you stay in guard by staying in here or standing in front of the door?
I do not think it matters. I can stand wherever I am required.
Would
Okay.
So, I have a question because there's going to be a big thing that is apparently where shows happen built above this. What if he was protecting the theater?
You want him to protect the theater?
Well, I mean, he's probably not going to be able to go anywhere because, the magic says that he has to stay and protect the tomb, right? It would be nice if we can get him to protect another place or people or stuff, but
I do not know time. I only protect here.
I don't think he'll leave to protect anywhere else. The theater could be burning down on top of him, and he'll stay here.
We'll just enclose this and make inquiries. Something is not right here.
do you get lonely?
I do not know lonely.
Okay, that's good.
Do you want to stay in here with him, Valev? We can cement you in.
No, Valev should come with us. We're not
Oh,
going to
okay.
submit.
I kind of give a side-eye glare at Gulshaw.
You've
he's
already
he's
made a
learning sarcasm.
you
very
already made a
subtly.
friend that has indeed made a fool of you. Probably out ravaging the countryside as we speak.
Hey, that is not Valev's fault.
She
It's
says,
not.
as Arena says hesitantly.
It's not.
You
You need to be careful who you make your friends, Valev. This is something you don't want to be your friend, I'm sure.
What is
Well,
You
friend?
know what friends are?
Maybe
don't
get a
know.
puppy.
I don't know
Sorry.
friend. Is this
He doesn't
somebody I
even
should?
know what friends are.
Is this somebody I should kill?
No, no.
Oh,
We'll leave you. We'll leave you be.
Okay.
It'd be possible to come back and ask more questions. We will. We will come in peace.
Hopefully next time somebody doesn't have magic that stops you from doing your job and you can protect the tomb better. Bye.
Its stiff arm comes up and kind of tin soldier waves, puts it back down.
Bye.
So is everybody leaving at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we can't.
So if you
Take
leave as a group, everybody give me con saves.
That was cool.
Oh, I thought it didn't do it on the going out.
It's not as bad on the way out.
That's debatable.
Woo,
Means
21.
that they'll try again.
Wait,
why
plus
would,
5.
Yeah.
26.
So what's funny?
come on.
What's
Roll
funny
my roll.
is everybody gets a massive saving throw, and I get a 13.
Oh no. I get a
So
20. Dirty 20.
that is my lot in life, is to
Yeah,
roll
so
badly.
if you rolled a 17 or higher, you saved. You take
get
8
Mhm.
points of cold damage. If you saved, you only take 4 points of cold damage.
Okay.
It's
Ouch.
not bad. What are you guys crying about? 8 points?
4 points. Mm.
You take a massive amount. I thought
All
it was
of
going to
you-
take like 6
all of you kind
points
of
of damage.
out of the barrier, the door behind you, just on the other side of the shimmer line of the barrier, kind of shuts. You can hear the footsteps disappear back into the tomb. All of you, with the exception of Derek and Max, are now standing outside the main entrance down into the tomb with the shimmering surface around it. What would you guys like to do?
I want some hot.
Kai,
I want some hot chocolate.
Lady Kai,
Yes.
do you know anything about this?
No, I was never told anything about this at all.
Something doesn't seem right. I'm not going to make accusations, but I think
Oh, Max will
Let's-
make accusations for you. You don't have.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I think Max is going to accuse
Well,
the
Max, Max
people
is
right
very,
now.
very upset.
Accuse
I
eyes.
think the
Accuse
problem will be is sometimes when you confront someone with information like this, they could react violently to protect.
I
their-
told him I should go as his backup, but he didn't want me to.
I mean, it's like from 200 years ago. There's no telling what happened in those 200 years.
Well, I have a hypothesis is that they went in, saw the Lord Silverhand there, and assumed his identity to make this area more established, more permanent,
I mean, not assume.
make the people that took the information to have some type of legitimacy in the area.
People change their names all the time.
So there could be a person in there that's claiming to be Lord Silverhand that's not Lord Silverhand. And I'd like to have a relationship with that person based on honesty and truth, not a lie.
Well, you probably want to talk to Max because I think he thinks vampire or something.
I think Max might need us.
Or a demon. I think he thinks he's a demon.
So I think we might need to go check up on Max.
Max,
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead and give me an investigation check, please.
Okay.
Kai, are you
Yeah.
feeling suspicious?
Suspicious
Do I hear
how?
Unless Valev tells me he's speaking in a whisper or hushed voice, I would imagine you would hear it. Yeah.
23.
23.
I'm gonna look over at them.
About 10 minutes into your walk over through the East Gate and then into the Silverhand residential section, you come up to the residential gated entry. The sergeant recognizes you, waves you in. Oh, Who are you looking for, Max?
We're averting Tamlin.
I don't know where Vert is. He's usually in his tower, but Tamlin's in his study.
I'm going to Tamlin.
Okay, is everything okay, Max?
Yes, everything is fine.
Make a deception check, please.
I hear the sarcasm from
Can you
here.
roll for sass? My gosh.
That's a 25.
Okay. He seems a little bit incredulous at first, but kind of points to the stairwell up the spiral staircase that leads to the entrance of Tamlin's study. You make your way up the stairs. Doors closed. There is a light shining from underneath.
I'm going to knock on the door.
Yes. Who is at the door?
It's me, Max.
Ah, Max. Yes, please. Come in, Max.
Alright, I'm going to open the door.
There's Tamlin, his Fire Genasi self, sitting at the desk. He seems to be busily working at some of the items that you had delivered to him. There are other books and scrolls and parchments stacked in various degrees of being, looked at and dog-eared and making notations on. Standing there looking at him, he just seems to look up at you. Max, is there something that I can do for you, please?
May I take a seat?
Sure, please have a seat.
Alright, I'm going to sit down in a chair. I'm going to cross my hands in front of me and just kind of look at him. I have a question for you.
Very well. This is very not like you, Max. You were just here not that long ago. I've been working on the items that you've brought me, but I have not had quite the opportunity to finish them. I'm sorry, but are these questions in regard to what you had already brought me, or are these new questions?
How long were you and Vert intending on keeping this secret, exactly?
A secret? What do you mean? What secret?
I have some workers working on my sort of play area, as you know.
Yes, well, you're building your theater. Yes, I understand.
They've been doing some digging and digging and digging down in that area until eventually they found something quite interesting.
They found something? What is it that they found?
They found a tomb, Vert.
A tomb? Why would there be a tomb there? I was under the impression that it was an abandoned plot of land that Lord Silverhand did not want to utilize. That's why we gave it to you.
Do you know what was inside of this tomb, Vert? Would you like to know? Not Vert, Tamlin.
I suspect you're going to tell me. You seem very suspicious of me, Max. I can assure you, I do not know anything about this.
Inside of this, I'm not really paying attention to what he's saying. Just continue talking.
Give me an insight check.
22.
22. He's definitely holding something back. He's being slightly deceptive, but you don't get a malicious feel about it. It's more of a concern.
He's a liar.
We found inside of this tomb an array of bodies, all under one house name of Silverhand.
Ah, you did you? Perhaps it is an old family burial plot of sorts.
And all of these bodies arrayed in a line of succession. And would you like to guess the name of the last Silverhand that was in this line of succession?
You hear the door close behind you, and you hear Vert's voice. Let me guess. Foxmane Silverhand and Olivius, Silverhand. I would imagine is what you saw, Max.
That
I
is
told
correct.
you, Tamlin, it was not a good idea to build the theater there. Max is quite diligent in his projects. Bert kind of walks around you, stands next to where Tamlin is sitting behind the desk, and you just watch as Tamlin goes, well, perhaps we should share with him what we know and see if we could figure out a way to continue this charade. I have been concerned about the Silverhand form that we're using this time. It seems quite erratic and, well, difficult to predict its behavior. This one where we got it from was from a point in time I was concerned about. I suspect this is probably why. But should we just tell him?
I already can hazard a guess.
Well, you're usually quite clever, Max. What is your guess?
There was a device within that tomb that allows one to travel in time. You used it to go back in time to gather and use different versions of Silverhand in order to leave this place. But my original intuition was that it was for that you did all of this for malicious intent. However, seeing it now, and how you reacted to me finding this, I see now that you're not doing this maliciously, but I still would like to know why you keep this up.
It is believed that Olivius Silverhand had mastered the art of planial shift and planial travel through time. He had discovered a cube. It was referred to as a refraction cube. This cube allows you to step into a point of time and retrieve somebody that you seek. This person is pulled out of their parallel existence and brought into this point of time. Ever since the failure of the old world to defend itself from those that prosecuted the Rift Wars, this land has suffered greatly. And, well, there is no... Max, there is no menagerie band. There is no Silverhand of a traditional sense. There is no leadership left in this land to heal the wounds. So, when me and Vert discovered the old writings at the ruins of Pym, and then we spent the better part of 2 years searching for relics listed in the grandfather's journals, one of them that you had recently brought back to us from the vault you had retrieved even additional items from. Well, we were fortunate enough to find the family burial plot. We thought Ilvius was the one who would have this cube, and we would leverage it and use it to bring leadership back to this time and possibly rebuild as best as we could. But we find these fractured entities that we bring back not always stable, not always capable. Some die of a mysterious illness. Others seem to quite literally go insane. And that is the reason why Vert has been very obsessed in his alchemy, trying to find a cure. When the most recent version of Ilvius was lost to the illness yet again, Vert managed to cure this version of Foxmane Silverhand. There was some stability for a time. There seemed to be... the doors in Vert's tower are known to us. We do have the ability to enter. The charade of keeping people out was very important that we maintain because of what we keep down there. But all of this was with the intent of creating everything you see here in the last 2 years. The Silverhand that we have brought back, he is aware of what he is. He understands his part to play. This seems to influence his stability and his understanding of this world that he is in now. I, for selfish reasons, have been trapped here due to the collapse of the weave. Perhaps it's the invocation of the relic and the fact that the weave does not work as expected causes these images or fractions of people that we use to destabilize. We still don't know. We have pulled many dozens of both over the past 2 years, and only recently successful keeping one of the Silverhands, the Lord Foxmane Silverhand, from dying of whatever illness, whether it's genetic or whether it was going to be bound to happen one way or the other, we don't know. But it would seem that Illivius's fate was sealed. Now, what's interesting, the absence of her body at point of termination. When I've been combing over the scribe writings that you had delivered to us in regards to Tokasta's lair and the Astral Lab and the discovery of the remains of what I begin to suspect was Illivius Silverhand, well, I felt allowing you and your friends to freely continue on would reveal more to us than would be revealed to you. It's unfortunate that you found out this way, but unfortunately, we do not have these natural skills that this family had during their existence. I'm sure you have noticed that Old Silverhand is quite inspirational when he speaks, when he gathers his counsel, and when he uses his diplomacy with others. He does, I don't know if it's a magical ability that he maintains or his natural awareness. I don't know, Max. But the pain and suffering of those I've watched around me made me desperate. And this relic seemed to be able to solve this problem. I'm not entirely sure if we've done right or wrong, but this town has grown into a small city practically. Thousands flock here. We flourish, and I feel we have done right. Yes, Tamlin, but the problem is, are we doing something to the planes and to the time shift itself is what we are trying to achieve here more important than the stability of time itself? That is my greater concern. But there are still 2 other relics on this list that we must find to help answer these questions. One is the missing fragment of the life machine. The life machine is said to be used on Titans and bringing them into existence. I don't know who's at the Jasper mining colony. They are not related to our menagerie Baron Ruse. That was a figment that we created to propagate the construction of the bridge over the Maw Chasm. Whoever has moved into the Jasper mining colony seeks something else not related to us. However, finding that fractured piece of the life engine, I think, offers us opportunities of understanding. The other item that we seek is a tome. It's called the Tome of Knowledge. It is described as one of the most rare relics held in an old library called Candle Keep on the coast. They maintained a vault called the Reliquary Vault. It was believed to have been lost there. Now, we've been making inroads and discussions thanks to Johann and some of his individuals that he knows, and we were hoping to eventually embark on a excavation in that direction at some point. We have not had time. This thing, or these people that have moved into the Jasper mining colony, must be dealt with before we can do that. And of course, Lord Silverhand would like to complete the bridge, giving him the ability to continue eastward and finding more and more communities in which to make deals with. So, Max, we've told you everything that we've tried and what we've accomplished. Is there a side that you dwell on in this?
When I woke up some time ago in a dark, dingy, mud-filled room in the very north part of a continent.
I'm aware you've shared your information with me.
Yes, I know. I'm just stating it for clarity. And walking out from that area, seeing the world before and after, I've already made a sort of promise to myself that I'd help however I could. So
On
I'm
our
here.
side it is then?
I don't see another other way. But I do have a question, though.
Yes.
What does this life machine do, exactly?
It is believed contain 2 of the 3 relics that were listed in the journal. A dagger and a stone. The fractured portion of the life machine, once restored, and then once we obtain the Tome of Knowledge, the machine can essentially be utilized, we believe. But you believe. I am not so convinced, my friend. I believe it could be used to restore the weave. Now, somebody else is already perhaps dabbling with this hypothesis, as we have seen the portals with the demon creatures coming and going. We understand the loss of Ignatius and his ability to close that infernal portal that nearly destroyed the eastern end of the town. I'm aware. My fear, it's quite possible that someone else has acquired this machine. Someone else may be experimenting with it and already trying to decipher it. Based on the notes from the scribe and the details that you and your friends gave, I believe that thing in Tercasta's lair might actually be the life machine. Getting to it may be difficult. I have been purposely conversing. Do you remember the mirror you and your friends found, Max?
Yes, I do.
It's a mirror out of time. That astrolab was part of an ancient relic some 200 years ago that was destroyed during the Rift Wars. It was part of a larger relic of the ruins of Pym. I believe some of it might still be there, but we've had no luck in finding it. There are holes in our information. We try to fill them as best we can, but, well, it's difficult finding information as old as this. But I think I would have showed it to you sooner, but I was afraid you might think me quite mad. When I talk to the mirror, I'm talking to my parallel self. I am talking to my future self. I am attempting to ascertain whether or not we succeed or fail. I know that sounds strange, but
Does not tell you?
with every point of this time that things happen, Ever since that creature appeared in town, the large minotaur skeleton invoking the creature's name known as Merkel, god of bones, suddenly my future self is no longer available for speaking. My hope is, when I go back to the mirror after speaking with you, perhaps I've created another apex of time, another point in time. Therefore, perhaps another shift in time. I believe all of this is connected. I'm not sure how or why. Miscellaneous and Monsters, thank you for following us. I appreciate it.
How many
It's Mites and
followers are we up
Monsters,
now?
actually.
Well, we're getting closer to that 100 because when we hit 100, people win dice and people win the spell tracker. There was a link. I'm going to update the link for you for what the 100th follower gets.
I'm gonna unfollow and then follow again.
Well, that's a minus and a plus. I don't think that works, sweetie.
Dang it.
So, I have, my initial reaction to what we should do about Silverhand, because that sounds like on a priority list, that sounds like a number 2. Priority number 1, of course, is the Jasper Load crew. Those ones up there.
Yes.
But that's...
Well, Brackus is doing his best to, put together what he believes is going to be a force strong enough to, incur their way into it and bring about the change that's required. When you say priorities, Max, you think there is an order involved here? Do you think there's purpose here?
I think there's things we need to handle, from dire to winning, in a word, if you want to call it. Winning more.
Winning more. I think that is a incredible interpretation.
We're going to have to deal with the Jasper Load mining colony to survive. If we want to get the life machine running in order to restore the spellweave, as you think.
I believe the life machine is missing both a fragment, which we still are in search of. Perhaps that fragment was purposely removed to prevent it from being reused. Actually, Max, I'm wondering, is it possible that that fragment is what's being experimented with? Is it possible that the Lord of Bones is in possession of this thing?
Maybe not him himself, but one of his priests.
Ah.
The Merkel priest.
Yes, the Slayers, Alkalites, the ones that make up his cult of followers, I understand. That's a good point. I am more of a botanist than I am a magician, if you get my drift. But even if we are able to stop them, even if we are able to make our way into Tocasta's lair and maintain control over the life machine, without the Book of Knowledge, I'm not really sure it will do us much good. If our aim and our ultimate goal is to restore the weave to its normalcy, perhaps that would attract the gods back to us. Perhaps that would stabilize the magics of the world and the arcane nature of magical influences and essences will be brought back. I don't know. All I know is that if the weave is to be restored, I can go home for it. It has been so long since I've been trapped here. I want to go home. I understand, Tamlin. I really do. But if we don't, well, what Max says is true. We don't deal with this now, you may not be given the opportunity to get home. Things are difficult, I agree, but perhaps supporting Brachus is a significant requirement first. But to Lord Silverhand's credit, the Maw Bridge is complete. The celebrations are expected to continue within the next couple of days. And there are people on the other side wishing to join us. Even now, 2 sea captains that we spoke to are sending emissaries of their own to speak with Lord Silverhand. I think perhaps now is the moment that we need to establish the council that we've been speaking of. The council of the residential quarter. That is not going to solve this. I think we need to meet with Silverhand and establish a council to make these decisions and help us give additional layers to our deception. I'm not saying that the Chimera Mercantile is necessarily smarter than most, but I am saying that for the most part, they've been proven to be the smartest of them all. Keeping them on our side and helping us influence things may be in our benefit. Yes, Vert, I agree. Max, what do you think?
My initial reaction to when you told me all this was that I feel like a natural course of action for replacing Silverhand, replacing in more of a sense of, the copies get too unstable and they die. You could just have the copy train Kai. Did you ever think of that? It's a natural progression. Not a single person would question that.
As the 3 of you are talking, there's a knock at the door.
Don't open, I'm naked.
Gulshaw and Kai and Arena and Valev, you hear Max say, please don't open the door. I'm naked.
That doesn't
He's a
surprise
mask.
me.
He's a mask, for Pete's sake. Of course he's naked. I'd be surprised if he wasn't playing with his dolls.
Rude.
It's us, Max. Can we come in?
Yeah, come in.
So as you guys come in, there's Max.
Wait. I walk in, closing with my eyes over my hand. My hands over
Hey,
my
babe,
eyes.
I think your timer expired on the kitty cat.
Yeah, it did. So I walk in with my hands over my eyes, and I'm just saying, he's not playing with his dolls, right? And I peek through my eyes, my hands.
No, he seems to be having a very intense conversation with both Tamlin and Vert at this point.
Well, I figured it, Dill was going to say that. He said he was naked.
Max, we saw what we saw in the tomb. Have you found out any more information?
Yes, we're good. It's exactly what we thought. It. Lord Silverhand's not an illusion, though. It's an actual Lord Silverhand, just from a different time. Brought here by Tamlin and Vert in order to sort of take over leadership. By the way, I forgot to ask you. Every single Lord Silverhand has just agreed to do this?
Well, some of them don't even hold consciousness long enough to make a choice. But when we sit down and we speak with them about the condition and situation, then they very much agree because they are very dedicated to trying to at least give us a chance. They understand the risk. They also understand the inevitability of their own death. And I think that might be part of the problem.
Excuse me. What are you talking about?
So over the next 10 minutes, you are all caught up to speed. Everything that I told Max, you now have been told. Including
Oh,
you,
good,
Kai.
because Max probably would not have told him.
Mhm.
I rolled an intelligence check just to, be safe and it was a 3 or a 2.
Oh,
So
The
I didn't catch any of that. I'm just like trying not to make eye contact with Vert because I'm still like worried about getting in trouble with everything that involves Scorch. So I'm just really quiet, just like kind of behind everybody, trying not to even be there.
hide behind Kai.
I have a question. These items you seek, does it have anything to do with that giant's leg that we saw down in the caverns?
The you are speaking of the fragment remains of the Titan.
Yes, it had a shape of a book, an egg, and a triangle in it. And are these some of the items that you seek now?
The book, we believe, is in the ruins of a place called Kendall Keep, an ancient library of over millennia years old, lost to us since the Bith Wars.
And where is
Based
that?
on the notes that we got from the scribe when you told them your story, it appeared that the dagger and stone are trapped in the life engine, but a fragment is missing, as well as the book.
Hold on.
Mhm.
I'm looking at my notes. What all was in that stupid egg? I mean, that wonderful.
That amber
Lovely.
oscillating encasement.
Yeah, that I totally wanted to try and get, the stuff that was in it, but
The 3 objects inside were a book, an egg, and a blade.
yeah.
You watch as Vert and Tamlin stare at each other and then look back at all of you. But the notes that we got from the scribe stated that the book was missing.
What scribe?
The household scribe that we have been using for the better part of a year. She
I would
came with
find
us. Well, we
I
could.
would find her then.
And you watch as Tamlin gets up, goes over to the wall, pulls a curtain aside, and there's a series of ropes hanging. And he reaches up and pulls one. She should be here shortly. And we can ask her. And he watches, he pulls out the copies that were made, and then he hands you the page, and quite evenly written, 2 items were the 2 items listed. The 3rd item was missing.
The third, the blade?
The
Or the
book.
book.
You said the book. Oh, I'm trying to look.
Seems,
I
we've
think this
been-
was.
seems your scribe's somehow been deceiving you, possibly.
But
Could
why?
Could your scribe be working for the people who are at the Jasper mining colony right now?
I don't see how that would be possible. She came to us a year ago.
Which
Yeah.
door will she be entering?
They're not.
The main study, the door that you came through.
All right, I'll stand behind that door so when she comes in, she won't see me.
Give me a perception check and a stealth check, please.
They're in for the long haul. They've been setting this up for a while.
Well, what do you mean for a while? I mean,
I've got to do that with disadvantage because I have armor on. Okay. 10 or 11. 11 on my stealth. And what else? I'm sorry, what other one did you want?
perception.
Perception, okay. 16.
A few minutes goes by as you guys continue this conversation. Where is that girl at? She's never this late. Something's wrong. All of you, come with me, please.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Okay.
All of you usher back down to the stairs, go to a hallway you're not familiar with behind the circular bottom of the rotunda, and you come into like just a common hallway. You can see doors on all sides, probably just kind of like common chambers for the folks that either do work or are responsible for the maintaining of the Silverhand estate. All of you come to a door that's closed. You should have come out by now.
I'll open the door.
You kind of pull the latch up and over. You swing the door open. Looking inside, it looks like a very common room. There's a bed on the left-hand side of the room. The room itself is maybe about 80 square feet, 70 square feet. All the scribe materials that you would need to be a scribe are everywhere on bookshelves, like on tables. There's 2 tables, just sheafs and sheafs of paper and journals everywhere. A bed that looks like it hasn't been slept in. Your passive would be high enough to pick up on that. You do see a series of leather bags that are empty on the floor. You also see a pile of clothing off to the side of the leather bags as well.
Is it just clothing? It's not like body underclothing?
From what you can tell, it looks like clothing. Take a closer look.
Take a closer look.
Give me investigation.
13.
13. You do find remains of many different articles of clothing mixed and mashed in here. You find a troubadour's outfit. You find a false beard and mustache.
Oh my god, the dude that came to guide us was...
You find a series of peasant clothing, farmer clothing. You find a small makeup case with kind of like a weird kind of putty and makeup on the inside of it. False eyebrows, false eyelashes, false ears.
Vert, I think your person or Tamlin, which one came with us?
They both
Did they
came
both-
with you.
okay.
Yeah.
Bert, Tamlin?
You're all now in this cramped space, but you're all kind of like gingerly looking around.
I think your scribe was a spy.
A spy? What the? This doesn't make
I'm holding
sense.
up all of the different disguises bits.
Does that disguise look like the dwarf that came to get us?
Give me an insight check.
Minstrel?
What was his name? Bartholomew?
Bash.
Bash. I mean, I knew it started with a B. Barf, Bash, same thing.
It'd be 18.
18. Yes. And there are fresh putty-like residue on the whiskers. This thing has been used within the last hour.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Your scribe was a spy.
We need to intercept them before they get back to the camp.
Arena, can Ghost get his scent and maybe he and I can try and track him?
Yeah. I'm gonna grab something because there's not enough room in this room. I'm gonna grab something, the whiskers that he was just wearing.
Okay.
Because got the freshest scent, I guess, and the clothing, a piece of the clothing that he would have been wearing, or she, don't know yet.
Have Ghost make a survival check with advantage.
Ghost, what is survival? Ghost survivals. Is survival based?
We gotta catch her
Whiz. Okay.
before it gets back to
With advantage.
its masters.
Not perception for, like smells and stuff. Okay. 19.
19. He spends about 5 minutes snuffling at the clothing and the false beard. He takes a big, deep intake of breath, and he immediately plods over to a bookcase against the wall.
Okay, I'm going to investigate the bookcase.
Give me an investigation check. What are the rest of you doing while Arena is doing this?
8.
Kai's definitely
18.
helping.
Okay, go ahead and make advantage. Kai is there alongside you helping.
Not better than 18.
Okay. Max, what are you doing with your time while this is going on?
I'm running outside.
Okay, you take off outside. Gulshaw, what are you doing?
I'm going to cast a detect evil. Not
Okay.
cast, but detect evil in the area.
Okay, Valev, what are you doing?
I had just helped Ghost with the initial.
Okay, fair enough.
Looking for a person.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Max. Now is no time for cardio. Get back here.
He's long gone. He's already taken off down the hallway. You can hear him as fast as he can huff, huff and puff in the direction of
Does
the
he breathe
residential
though?
gates leading out.
Does he actually breathe?
Oh, that's a good point. I've never asked him.
I don't think he does.
So,
Uh,
Arena, I'll
The body
say,
under the mask does.
I'll say Arena, Kai, and Valev. You watch as Arena runs her small halfling fingers along the back side of the bookcase. Arena, you find a latch hidden into the wall and holding the bookcase to the wall. You click it up, and the bookcase just floats and kind of freely pivots off the wall. And there you can see a set of spiral staircase leading downward.
Is it big enough for Ghost to go down?
It's pretty small. It's probably 3 feet across at best.
Okay. All right, Ghost. I'm gonna put you in the necklace. Okay. I'll bring you out when it gets bigger.
Back in the necklace. Gulsha, there's no immediate malicious threat based on your spell.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys ready? Let's go.
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 Okay. You guys start descending down. Are you being stealthy about it or quick about it?
Is it lit?
It is not lit. It is dark.
I
Then-
can see, so she's fine.
I cannot see, so I cast light on a
Awesome.
coin in my pocket. And what's the point of being stealthy if we're being lit?
Yep.
Okay. You guys,
We're
in
going
a hurried state, begin to make your way down the
I
stairwell.
wouldn't say hurry. I mean, I'm checking for traps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
the famous check
Yes,
for
we're-
traps, are we?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead and
How
How many times
Meta,
have I walked into traps? No,
Give
no,
me-
no, no, no.
No, no,
So
no.
Arena
Yeah.
is
No.
Arena's in front. Who's behind
Kai.
Arena?
Kai.
Kai, you're behind
probably.
Arena. Who's behind
Yeah.
Kai?
Oh,
I'll
I
be
dragged
behind
Valev
Kai.
along too.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gulsha, you're behind
He's
Kai.
right
So
with us.
Valev, you're bringing up the rear, or are you staying in the room, or what are you doing? You're watching
Yeah.
as the three of them are beginning to go down into the secret chamber that was just revealed.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be in the room with Vert. No, I definitely go in.
Vert and Tamlin kind of linger and begin to examine, investigate, and they're now, you hear them call for a guard. You watch as one of the estate guards comes in. They seem to issue orders. You can kind of hear all this going on behind you as all of you begin to descend down into the stairwell. The stairwell itself is a little bit rickety. It's old. It's kind of like a thin metal kind of scaffolding. It seems to go down about 10 feet. Arena, give me an investigation check.
Okay. 18.
18.
My dice really like
Okay,
16s
good.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see a
nice.
freshly, you don't know why it caught your eye, but as you're about to put your hand on the stairwell scaffolding to hold yourself from tripping, in the center pole holding the scaffolding together, you can see a freshly etched glyph or ward
Oh.
of some fashion. You're about to pass right by it when you stop.
All right, I'm sorry. I had aggro. What was that?
So, as you begin to descend down the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
and you put your hand on the handrail, you notice that the pole that's keeping this scaffolding stairwell together, there's a freshly etched glitch of some sort. You can tell the difference. It kind of stuck out to you.
Oh shit, a glyph. I'm gonna say that. Oh shit, a
Yeah.
glyph.
All of you kind of freeze in your tracks.
Yeah.
Does dispel magic take care of a glyph?
Right?
I believe so.
I think it does.
Depending on the level.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have it prepped. I do. Fabulous.
Yay.
Okay, I am going to cast because I can do glyphs. Warding glyphs. That's what it looks like. A warding
Yeah.
glyph.
It looks like a glyph of some sort. I mean, give me an Arcana check. We'll see if you can figure it out.
Okie dokie. 4.
Oh.
Not familiar to you at all. You're just staring at it. It's a pattern, a design that you just don't recognize. Kai, you're alongside of her. Why don't you go ahead and give me a Arcana check as well?
Okay, I can do that. Arcana. 14.
14. It's definitely a glyph of alarm. You recognize it as alarm. If you were to walk past it, a very loud sound would go off, warning somebody of your presence.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it's not going to hurt us, but it will make a very loud sound and warn somebody.
All right. Let's dispel that.
Okay, what level?
Third level.
Third level? Dissipates the energy of it. Just now, just a metal etched mark, no sign of any kind of magical essence.
Okay. Continue on. Still looking for traps.
Okay.
And I'm helping, yeah.
I don't trust the spy.
Good idea.
Yeah. No, it's
So you guys continue down. Max, you race down the hallway out the east entrance. The sergeant tries to stop you and ask you if everything's okay. You make your way immediately out into the residential quarter. Where are you going and what are you doing?
I'm going to tell him as I'm running, we've got a spy on our hands, raise an alarm or something.
He goes, okay, Max, but I don't know what. And you keep running. Give me a persuasion check, please.
Okay. That's like my worst persuasion that I've ever gotten. It's like a 15.
15? I mean, you keep running. Maybe he'll listen.
I'm gonna try and just get out of the city as fast as possible and see if there's anyone out here running outside the city.
Give me a perception check with disadvantage as you're running.
That is a 10.
10. Hard to tell for sure. Looking around, the usual nighttime crowds are out. This part of the district is mostly closed down. The Lord's Inn Tavern, the outside eating area behind the Mercantile Chimera tend to be the main areas. The Broken Jaw Tavern as well. Sometimes the military district will be a little bit lively, but it's getting kind of late at this point. You guys have consumed quite a bit of the evening. And you get the feeling that this, looking around, you don't see any immediate sign of anybody that looks out of the ordinary. And you're currently just coming out of the residential district into some of the main thoroughfares that make up the market quarter, the main market portion. And you're kind of going through the main drag where normally the stalls would be set up, but it's nighttime, so they're all closed down, looking around. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. 23.
Ooh, better. As you do this, you hear a sound way off in the distance. A sound that sounds like, at first, screaming? Give me your survival check with advantage, please.
With advantage. That is a 19.
19. There's screaming coming from the direction of the theater district, from where your theater's being built. It's a bizarre sound of people screaming, a sound of like the sound of earth moving and shifting, timbers being snapped. And because it's so quiet out, it kind of echoes off in the distance beyond you. You get the gist that something is definitely going on over in that area.
I'm running. I'm bolting.
Okay, so you begin to bolt in that direction. It's about a 10, walk. It's about a 15-minute walk, but running at full tilt as best as you can. Give me a con save, please.
2. Con save?
Yes, please.
12.
12. You're a little winded, but you don't take on any exhaustion. You've been doing a lot of running, a lot of sprinting, not really what you're used to doing. But as you make your way in that direction, the screaming's getting louder, the sounds are getting louder. Definitely a disturbance of some sort. The rest of you making your way down the stairwell, give me perception checks, please.
Perception. Is this one that we get +5 to for, from Gulshaw?
You just want to get +5 for everything because of Gulshaw.
I do.
Yeah.
And my
Give me
perception's
+5.
terrible. I
Yeah,
got a
mine's
5.
12.
Okay, 12 for Kai. Belev, what'd you get?
I think I have a better passive.
7.
7.
I
I
got
have
a
a better
dirt.
passive.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay. Gulshaw, as all four of you make your way down the spiral scaffolding, you hear the sound of your feet hit the ground, and there's about 2 inches of water.
Uh-oh.
Looking down into this, you kind of have to hunch over. You're now standing in like a 4 feet tall tunnel that appears to be an old abandoned a sewer. Based on
Ew.
the amount of distance from the stairwell, you're definitely under the main residence. You can hear the water trickling out beyond and kind of trickling over the side walls of this now abandoned sewer. You can see the slime and the muck kind of collecting over the years. You don't get the feeling that it's active. Go
Okay.
ahead and give me survival check, please.
Ew.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Survival.
Damn, natural
Oh,
20 for a
Jesus.
30.
Yep.
I-
The
natural
one
20
time
for a
D&D Beyond
22.
hasn't just like screwed me. I've
Yeah.
been rolling terrible all night.
Survival. Yeah, I got a whopping 2 on this survival.
Okay.
Oh, do we all get survival checks?
Yes, go ahead. Belev, you got
Yes, I
a
thought-
30, 2 for Gulshaw, 6 for Arena. What'd you get, Kai?
16. No, I got 16.
Oh, 16. Your
I
microphone
crit.
was cutting out, man.
Sorry.
I crit, so I got a 22.
Belev and Kai, you immediately look beyond the direction of Gulshaw, looking at the ground and the markings. You and Belev see handprints that are relatively fresh, as if somebody has made their way through here within the last couple hours or so. All of you get the feeling that this tunnel probably leads out somewhere, and perhaps that's the direction the scribe has gone to recently.
Does
He
it
went that
branch
way.
off in different directions, or is it
Yep.
just like a
Just-
single tunnel?
It just looks like a single tunnel that keeps going maybe about 60 feet in front of you before the light from Arena's coin kind of fades into the darkness.
Okay. We'll keep moving.
You guys move forward?
Yeah.
Okay. As you move forward, all of you watch as a glyph flares off to your right.
Great.
Oh,
And you can
man.
hear a ringing sound up ahead. Very
Just
loud.
crap.
Get it.
Run. Run.
24 passive investigation.
You watch as Gulshaw starts to sprint.
Okay, running.
Okay. Yep, let's go.
Belev, are you keeping up or what are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All of you begin to sprint blindly down this tunnel with the 60 feet of extended light from the coin kind of coming out of Arena's hand, and the shadows are kind of bouncing off the walls and off the ceiling. As you come stumbling out, you pass another flare of light off to your right. Everybody make dex saves, please.
Oh, crap.
+5?
If you're close enough to Gulshaw, sure.
Dang
That's okay. I crit again. 22.
it.
Nice.
6, 9. A dirty 20.
I got an 18 if I got +5.
19.
Okay, sounds like you guys all saved, so you're only going to take half damage.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, goody.
There's a blast of heat and flame that engulfs the immediate space around you.
Oh,
Both comes
I get a
up
quarter of that.
and from the side. For a total of 52 points of fire damage, halved to 26. If you're resistant, have it again.
Ow.
I wonder why Ivar
Mhm.
even has a camera. He never centers.
Sorry.
I just like fucking with you.
I don't know why I have one either. Tell you the truth.
Because you look so
okay.
gorgeous.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
My squire brother.
Beautiful.
So the flames
Okay.
You're pretty.
kind of go off around you, and all of you stumble through the smoke and fire. First Arena, then Kai, Golshaw, Valev. And the next thing you know, you hear crickets. You also hear screaming and the sounds of some kind of cacophony of an event going off around you, maybe towards the theater district. You're not entirely sure where the theater's being built. Looking from this position, you realize now this tunnel has led you out to like this natural culvert that's been unburied. As part of the old sewer system, it leads to the outside portion of the main city. It kind of freshly undug dirt of maybe a few months ago. I mean, it doesn't look like it's been here for very long. And you stumble out of this culverted area and into the open space outside of the city, maybe by about 50 or 40 feet. Looking back over your shoulders, you can see you're on the eastern portion. There are small copse of bushes and trees kind of keeping it hidden from the outside looking in. This may be why no one's seen it yet. Off in the distance, you can hear the screaming and sounds of just destruction going on over by where the theater has been built.
We'll head
Or
over
in the
there.
process of being built.
I'm looking at the ground and seeing if I can spot tracks.
Give me your survival check.
As she's doing that, I'm going to touch everyone here and
I
give
will
them.
look with you, Arena.
Do it with advantage, Arena, as Valev is helping you. And
As
go ahead, Golshaw.
Yeah, as they're doing that, I'm going to touch each one of us and give everyone a 10 hit points.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Temp hit,
Awesome.
or no, healing, right?
healing. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's
Oh.
4 of us, right?
Helpful.
Yes.
Derek
Derek is standing on watch at the theater or the theater construction site. Max is currently unaccounted for.
Okay.
Yes, that feels better.
All right. Heal myself the rest of the way.
Okay, I got a 21 for the survival.
Nice. You and Valev hear a noise. Looking to your right, you can see tucked away inside of 2 of the trees and a bunch of heavier brush. You can see a freshly saddled horse. Bags are on it. It's currently tethered to a tree. There's no sign of anybody nearby.
Okay. No tracks.
It was the hooves and boots of somebody that led both of you to stare in that direction.
I will pull out my bow and stealthily go over to the horse.
Okay.
And ask him what's up. See
Hey,
how
horse.
he's doing.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
Give me a persuasion check. And no, actually, give me animal handling first.
Okay.
So
Natural
glad
20, 26.
my persuasion's terrible.
As you begin to utter towards the horse and speaking with the animal in its known language or its bestial language, its head turns quickly and I'm waiting for my master. He's supposed to be back by now.
Which way did he go? I'm gonna pull. Well, no, I don't want to freak the horse out. I was gonna say I'm gonna pull Ghost out, but no, I don't want to freak the horse out.
Good call.
can we see any of the boot prints around which way the boot prints went from the horse?
Give me another survival check with advantage because you guys did pretty well last time.
I'm just gonna grab the saddlebags off the horse.
Same
Okay,
thing.
Shaw, you grab them. What'd you guys get?
21.
21. They seem to be frantically moving around the horse, and you watch as they disappear in the direction of where all the noise is currently coming from.
Okay. Let's see if the horse can find its rider. Point
I
out.
loosen the saddle, the girth strap,
Okay.
so if someone does try to get on it, they'll fall off.
Give me a sleight of hand check with advantage on that, please. And give yourself a d6 of inspiration.
I was totally going to get up on that horse in a second and ride it to town.
In 40 years of playing this game, I've never ever heard anyone do that in any of my games.
I've also never heard the word girth strap in my entire life.
11.
What was I rolling? I was
Sleight of hand.
sleight of hand.
Yep.
Where's my sleight of hand? 1, so 19.
18. Do a pretty good job of it. Go ahead and give me deception with advantage. Make sure it looks like you hadn't done it.
Okay.
Okay,
So
but
It doesn't
Adam-
have to be much. Usually.
As he's right there and I'm seeing him do
Since
this,
I've
I
fallen
won't
off
get
a
on the
horse
horse
before.
now.
Yeah.
Philip,
Yeah.
warn the horse that I'm bringing Ghost out.
Oh,
Deception
okay.
5. So 16 on the deception.
Okay, good to know. Do you want to take a look at the saddlebags?
Yeah,
He said he
Okay.
took him off.
as long as there's no glyphs on them.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Hey, big guy. My friend is going to bring her dog out. It's a big wolf, but he's not gonna hurt you. It's just he's gonna all of a sudden be here, and I don't want you to be scared. Okay?
Okay,
Give me a-
19.
19. Give me a persuasion check.
11.
Yeah,
10.
Valev, sorry. Give me a persuasion check.
10.
As you try to convince it of this, I don't like wolves. I'm leaving.
No.
And he starts pulling at the tether on the tree.
Tell him. Calm him down. Calm him down. Just tell him I'll leave. I won't
Oh,
do
it's
it.
okay. It's okay. You can calm down. You can calm down.
Okay.
She'll go away and do it somewhere else.
Give me animal handling, please.
22.
You managed to calm the horse down. Golshaw, what'd you get for your investigation?
19.
19. Does not appear to be glyphed or warded of any kind. The buckles come apart quite easily. You open up the flaps, and you find just dozens and dozens of maps, sheets of paper with notes about the number of guards, the patrol routes. You find perfectly planned egresses in and out of the community. You even find a list of what's called safe locations. You find a house marked just east of the theater construction site. You find a house marked just on the western portion of the Market Street area near the Lord's Inn Tavern. And then there is also a house marked near the military district.
We'll go to the one next to since there's a commotion going on over by the theater.
Okay.
I think we should go over. I said there's a house next to the theater that she might be in. It might be in.
Do I see the stuff that he pulled out?
Yeah, I'll say because you're right by the horse and Golshaw is kind of rummaging through everything. You can see he's pulling out what just looks like sheaths and sheaths of information about everything that goes on here on a daily basis.
In your bag of holding.
Do we want to take that and put that in the bag of holding?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, that sounds good.
He doesn't have.
Mhm.
So
We should probably go. That sounds
Or
really
make
bad.
that way. I'll make our way over there. If something doesn't catch my interest, I still want to make it to that house, unless
Once I'm
there's something going on.
Okay.
Once I'm far away from the horse, I'm going to pull out Ghost.
Okay. Ghost comes out. Have Ghost give me a perception check, please.
Okay. Smell. or hearing?
Both.
Okay, that just means it's with advantage. 22.
22. Are you riding him or running alongside him?
Oh, my walking speed is not nearly what everybody else is, so I'm on him.
Okay, give me an animal handling, please.
Okay. And I have mounted combatant on
I'm
arena.
aware.
Okay. It's cocked. Ooh, natty 20. 2.
So for Golshav, Alev, and Kai, as you begin to make your way in the direction of this huge cacophony of screaming and noise coming over by where the theater's being built, the three of you watch as a gray and brown blur just goes right by, as a now growling and barking direwolf is at full sprint with Arena holding on with dear life, just kind of going with Ghost and is making a beeline.
He
What's
is
Ghost speed?
He's
what is it? 60?
It's pretty fast.
50.
It's 50,
50?
so it's 100 feet when he's doing the dash action. So he's
Ooh,
moving at
I'm keeping up. I'm at 80 right now with dash
Okay, he's-
action, so I'm like
she's
hauling
about
right behind
she's
him.
about 20 feet in front. All of you are doing your best to keep up. You're kind of strung out, making your way in the direction of the noise. For you, Max, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. And unfortunately, I ran out of a little bit left. Max, you managed to stumble out the east gate. Guards are already rushing past you, making their way in the direction as well. Got about 4 guards, including a sergeant at arms. As the 6 of you are sprinting in that direction, the full view of what's going on is just horrific to look at. The 40-foot representation of the statue, or that iron or metal statue, is now standing amongst the excavation site. Massive arms are coming down and smashing into the site.
The Silverhand statue?
Well, if you were there, I could answer that.
Oh,
No, I'm describing this for Max.
Max, gotcha. Okay.
Max, as you're watching this, huge hammer fists coming down, destroying the site, smashing things that you can't see. You watch as 2 guards go sprinting away from it. The hand comes down. You watch as the 2 guards come apart in a mist of blood and ichor all over the ground. You round the corner with the other guards, and now you're staring at the site of the soup kitchen shattered and spread across the ground. You can see all manner of still forms lying on the ground in all places. There's about 10 additional or 10 additional guards. Some are firing arrows at it. Some are bravely running into base with it and like slamming metal weapons into it. Its form kind of hovers there. Give me a survival check really quick, Max.
Okay, hold on. That is a 12.
12. Its form is probably wavering between like 20 and 30 feet in height. It's kind of hard to tell because of the way it's partially into the collapsed excavation site. But its big booming voice is echoing out. I told you, slams down, not to take anything. And its arms and boots, its leg comes up and slams into the ground. It begins to walk in the direction of the nearest like group of homes. You watch as its foot comes out and smashes into a group of homes. The homes splinter and fly up in the air.
Or it could do that. Can I try something before it could destroy those homes?
It doesn't notice you yet, so you're not quite in initiative yet. So what would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic at 5th level.
Give me a d20.
God.
Here's what we like to call a bless up. Okay. That's 24.
24. you feel the spell bounce off of this thing. It reflects off of it. And as the energy hits it and rebounds towards you, the Dispel Magic spell slams into you. I need you to give me a intelligence save, please.
Okay.
Roll high.
It's a non-natural 20.
You feel your mask detach from your face.
Oh no.
You feel your mask drop away from the body that's been attached to it. The inert body stands there, your mask on the ground, your essence looking up at your bearer. Just as that happens, you watch as a direwolf sprints right over you. Arena, looking back, you see somebody that usually looks like Max, but they're not wearing a mask. Gulsha, Valev, and Kai come into the same space, and all of you are now watching this huge metal creature slam and break into these homes. You're not sure who that person is, but they look to be dressed like Max. You look to the right and to the left. You begin to see Derek come racing out of the shadows. He's got arrows just going off one at a time, slamming into this creature. And at the same time, you watch as Dudley is dragging a still form in its mouth, short, slight of build, dressed for road travel, carrying a bag over its shoulder that's been strapped to it. Seems to be unconscious as Dudley plops the scribe at your feet as all of you are standing, staring at this monstrosity unleashed on the town. Max's mask is on the ground. His now inert host just standing there, drool coming out of its mouth, its eyes curled backwards up into its head.
Can I try something?
And that's where we're going to finish tonight.
Oh, I
Knew
felt
that
like it
was
was
gonna-
getting to that
I knew
point.
it was
I was
a-
like, I
it's
wanted
gonna
to
be a
try.
death.
I was
Hey,
20
thanks,
feet
Hamsteak,
behind
for
Arena.
following. We appreciate it.
I want to try.
Close to 100 people?
I don't
Really?
know.
Is somebody going to win those dice?
I want to try something really quick.
No, you're going to have to wait till next week, babe.
Man.
You can't do it.
We are up to 80 followers, so we're 20 away. So we're getting there.
So
we're getting there.
close.
Tell your friends to get on here so somebody can win them dice.
Well, and the real fun thing is once we pass the 100 mark, we're going to start doing some other giveaways as well to get, I want to reward our viewers, even though I know followers are not that big of a deal, but I really love the fact that you've taken the time out to come and check us out. Watch our stream. We're actually sharing a game with you that we've been playing now for a couple. God, it's been
over a year.
Yeah, it's been over a year now.
Three weeks.
I do have a lot of back episodes that I'm going to eventually try to get to and get them on our YouTube so you can kind of get caught up to where they are now. But we've been having a lot of fun sharing all of our other games with everybody. So we figured, hey, Monday night's kind of a fun night too, and we'd like to share. So next Thursday, so if you join our Discord, right? Next Thursday, we're doing a One Shot Presents, a level 20 adventure. If you're a Discord member, you can accept the invite to the event, and you can actually be live on our Twitch show of One Shot Presents. It is designed specifically. Hey, Callis, can you post the Discord?
Yep.
I don't think I've set up the Discord command yet. I need to do that. We are in a rebuilding process, so a lot of the mechanics aren't quite built out yet. I've only just built this channel from scratch about 2 weeks ago, so I'm still doing a lot of catch up. Callista has put the link in there. The point of the One Shot Presents is to allow players and storytellers to build any level 20 that they want. There are base rules in the campaign link when I do publish the event. And then we do a 3-hour encounter session where, we do a little bit of role play at the beginning. We have an encounter and then there's an outcome. But it's a great way for me to test my encounters. It's a great way for people to come and safely test builds that either they're hoping to achieve, or maybe they unfortunately never get a chance to get to that level, and they would like to see what it's like, to be at that level. So join our Discord, earn your member tag by joining, and keep an eye on I believe it's the hash events, upcoming events, and it will have the information for you. We have shows. Check out our schedule down below. We've got shows almost every day of the week, with the exception of Wednesday and at least one alt Thursday. We don't have a Saturday schedule yet. We may do some additional one-shots on Saturdays. I know my one-shot Thursday, there is a time zone challenge if you're on the East Coast, and I'm thinking of doing the occasional one-shot on Saturdays to allow our East Coast folks to join at an earlier time. We have 2 shows on Tuesday. We have shows on Friday and a new show kicking off Sunday. We just had a 0 session. It is called the Debtor's Gambit. It is based on the founding of Darktoe and the Revelry. We will be exploring where the Plank King evolved from, and it will be pirate themed and pirate centric. Should be a lot of fun. I'm a pretty big fan of Mercer's mechanic style of world development. It's very similar to my own. The framework style is very nice. So I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you so much. Tell your friends, share our socials, follow, subscribe, do all the little things that can help us keep going. We have a lot more future plans coming, and hopefully you'll be there to share it with us all. So as I always say, be safe out there, be kind to one another, and do me a favor, take the time to play a game. We're all natural storytellers, and it's worth it. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Bye.